Tragedy at Devil's Den State Park. A mom and dad killed over the weekend while walking with their young daughters.
Right now, as that family grieves, an urgent search for that suspect continues tonight.
Yeah, we're here to walk you through what we know about the investigation and what we're still working to learn. And we want to start with the lives lost. Clinton and Cristen Brink just moved to Prairie Grove with their young daughters from out of state. The city confirming Monday they started water service July 16th. 10 days before the attack. We've learned Clinton transferred from his job at Prairie Farms Dairy in South Dakota and was set to start a new job on Monday, delivering milk in Fayetteville for Highland Dairy. Clinton and Cristen had 3 daughters. Their 2 youngest, ages 7 and 9, as we know, were with them at Devil's Den on Saturday. We know they were not injured in the attack and they're now being cared for by family. We're hearing from the Brinks family tonight. In a statement to CNN, they say, quote, "The family is asking for privacy during this very difficult time as they grieve and learn how to navigate this new reality. They ask that if anyone has any information at all that will help the investigation, to please contact the proper authorities immediately." Clinton and Cristen died heroes, protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. They will forever live in all of our hearts.
5 News has just learned that the FBI is joining in this investigation and the manhunt. A spokesperson telling us FBI Little Rock is helping state police with its investigation by providing additional manpower and specialized resources. Now, the Bureau says questions should be directed to state police, the lead agency on this investigation right now. And speaking of questions, we're getting many from you there at home. We have asked state police for an interview today so you can get answers straight from the source.
Yeah, as of Monday evening, ASP hasn't responded to our request. Their last update came Sunday afternoon. A state police spokesperson told CNN, though, they hope to release more information Monday night or Tuesday morning. Well, here's what we know so far about the suspect. State police say they believe the suspect is a white man with a medium build. They say while in the park, he was wearing a long sleeve shirt with the sleeves rolled up, dark pants, a dark ball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves. Investigators believe he left the park in a black 4-door sedan, possibly a Mazda.
State police say that car may have traveled on Highway 170 or even State Highway 220 near the park. Some added context now for this. State Highway 170 runs north out of Devil's Den and it connects to I-49 there in West Fork North. 220 goes from the park through Crawford County South and then connects with Highway 59 there in Cedarville in Crawford County. State police ask those who visited Devil's Den on Saturday now to check any photos or videos you might have taken for images of the suspect. If you have any information about any of this, to call the number there on your screen. That's at the State Police Troop Headquarters, Troop L, 751-6663. Investigators say people who live nearby the trail or security cameras should also notify Troop L with relevant leads. They're asking people not to post those photos and videos for the integrity of this investigation.
Now, if you're just getting up to speed on this story, let's take you back to the beginning.
Yeah, it seems like it's been forever ago, but it's only been just a couple of days. Here's a timeline of the law enforcement response. The first call came into the Washington County EMS a little before 2:30.
Medic for circular first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devil's Den State Park.
It was only a few minutes before a swarm of law enforcement officers made it to Devil's Den. That's when visitors who were at the park became a little concerned.
So we've been here all day. We're from Texas, so we came in for the weekend, and we came up here and there are cop cars all around there, and we're a little concerned, and they said that they couldn't say anything, but that everything was closed for an emergency.
Then the search was on for a suspect.
Suspect is going to be a white male wearing black gloves, sunglasses, a dark colored pants, and a dark colored tank top. He took off in a small black sports car with taped over plates. Direction of travel, went across the bridge leaving Devil's Den and stayed on the highway.
We're all sweeping the trail, me and I've got a maintenance person with me, interpreters with first aid kits trying to locate the family.
Less than an hour into the search.
Hear yells calling for help. We're hiking down.
10-4, we're hearing them too towards the end of the lower part of the Devil's Den Trail.
By the time police got to where they heard those screams, it was too late.
Trying to relay to the office that we found the victims down here. They're on the lower Devil's Den Trail. I've got two bodies.
5 News first responded to a tip about that large police presence and an investigation at Devil's Den around 4:30. When our reporter got there, troopers would not allow him into the park and did not provide information. At 8:40, 6 hours after the first call, state police released a statement about a manhunt for the suspect who may still be in the area. That set off a firestorm of social media posts, especially from those who were in the park at the time, wondering why it took so long to get any official information out. Arkansas State Police responded to those concerns, saying the location is in a remote rural part of Arkansas. It took time for our special agents to arrive on scene, locate witnesses, and collaborate information so we could release the appropriate information. All right, so here's what we don't know about this. And again, we're relying a lot on state police to give us some information. And aside from the identity of the 2 victims and a description of the suspect, we don't know to what level the public is safe. We don't know if this was a planned attack, if it was not a planned attack, and we just don't know where the investigation stands right now.
Yeah, and we also don't know if this was targeted, if this was random, and a lot of people, I think, are just kind of feeling afraid because they don't know if they're safe on these trails or if they live in the area. And we have a lot of those same questions too. And we've been reaching out to lots of different agencies, but they're all referring us back to ASP, who just hasn't shared any information with us apart from what we got on Sunday.
And we know we understand that they have to do the investigation, but just some generalities. Is the public safe? Give us a different description or a better description of maybe a car or a suspect based on other witness interviews. We hope to get more in the next few hours.
And hopefully tonight, they said, or tomorrow morning, we might have some more information there.
We'll see how that goes. All right.
Well, we want to bring in 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer right now.
Now, she's been working to get an understanding of what exactly law enforcement could be doing right now behind the scenes. Lauren?
Yeah, I'm here outside ASP Troop L headquarters in Lowell, where there's more than likely investigators inside trying to piece together all the information they have on the suspect. After speaking with Patrick McCall today, a private investigator, he says that investigators are using all the tools in their toolbox that could be trail records, that could be tech records, to try and identify and locate the suspect. He says investigators likely began with the basics, building a timeline of the victim's movements, speaking with any park visitors or staff, and collecting footage from trail cameras or surrounding businesses. He says even vehicle color or behavior can trigger a wider database search, helping law enforcement match a car to the suspect without needing a full license plate. He says tools like license plate readers and social media tracking can narrow down the scope quickly, especially when time is critical.
Basically combing through these 2 victims' lives and their past city that they lived in. They're going to be going through employment records, speaking to previous employers, previous neighbors, family members. They're going to be interacting with everybody to kind of lead up to, days before this, weeks before this, and then minutes before this happened. Who did they interact with? Looking at cell phone records, looking at social media, doing a deep dive.
All right, so Lauren, we have a pretty vague description of what the suspect was wearing as well as the car that the suspect was allegedly driving at the time. We also know he covered up his license plate with some duct tape or some electric tape. What is that telling this expert about the level of planning?
Yeah, McCall told me that he was certain that the suspect did some sort of counter surveillance. He probably had been to the park before, McCall had said. He could have even been an avid hiker, he said. And he did say that he did tape up his license plate, but at some point he would have had to remove that tape.
Point and said, hey, there's 2 cameras leading in. That's why I'm blocking my license plate, or that's why I'm disguising my vehicle. But obviously, some point before he got there, he had a live license plate that was visible. So police are definitely probably going to track that. And then a lot of the databases the police have access to with license plate cameras, such as Flock, you can put in a vehicle's color and then narrow down the search that way.
As for where they're at in the investigation, he says that police are keeping things very close to the vest right now, but he says it's only a matter of time before they find the vehicle and then they can move the investigation forward. Darren, Morgan, back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Lauren. Our team has been working to bring you every angle of this story since Saturday when we were the first on the scene.
Now, 5 News reporter Claire Everbach spent Monday back out at Devil's Den State Park trying to get a feel of the amount of law enforcement still out there.
It's very obvious that something was going on, and We didn't know what, thought maybe somebody had an accident on a trail, maybe they fell or something like that.
Those are the words of visitors who were at Devil's Den State Park Saturday when 43-year-old Clinton David Brink and 41-year-old Kristen Amanda Brink were attacked and killed while hiking. Law enforcement says the couple had recently moved to Prairie Grove. Highland Dairy confirms Clinton Brink had just transferred from its parent company in South Dakota and was set to start work in Fayetteville this week.
And it's very unfortunate, and our hearts just go out to
the
family and the victims.
Everyone that witnessed that.
It's just, our hearts break for them.
And we love to hike. We love to go out on trails. We love to go hiking with family, and it really puts it's very somber out here.
Police say the Brinks were walking with their two daughters, just 7 and 9 years old. Both girls are now safe and with family.
You feel guilty, really, for being here, and it's like you want to have fun, but you don't want to have fun because you know what's happened. You just never know. You never know, and I think the hardest part is not having cell service.
Visitors say the tragedy is a reminder to stay alert, even in places that feel safe.
We do feel safe, but there is a false sense of security sometimes. Have some way of communication and go in numbers, and just don't be too lax on it. And if you have a gut instinct and you see something's not right, you have to speak out.
Others say they've noticed extra patrols throughout the park this weekend and appreciate the response.
They're doing a great job, coming through, talking to us. The park rangers came by the campsites and talked to us, and so they've been very, very present and active in trying to, push through and do the best job they can with the circumstance.
State police continue searching for a white male suspect, described as having a medium build and last seen wearing a long-sleeve shirt with sleeves rolled up, dark pants, a baseball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves. Based on witness statements, he is believed to have been driving a black 4-door sedan.
Well, it's been interesting to hear from campers throughout this whole thing,
Sure.
people in the park, because when this first happened, we talked to someone who said that she got to the park with a big police presence there, and she was told, you go on the trails and it's fine, and wasn't told about what's going on.
While this was all going on, yes.
Yes, and so then now we know that the trails had been all shut down. Now I think they're working towards at least opening some. Obviously, people are there at the park today, so.
Very interesting. You heard the gentleman say that those who are at the park, and it's open for camping, that there is a heavy police presence there. Park rangers are there, other folks are there as well too, letting the park users know exactly what's going on. If anything, that's going to be the safest place to go camping for the next several days, is at that park.
Heavily patrolled, for sure.
And so it's at least that part is working out to where if you are going to Devil's Den, you're going to know all about this, and you're going to be told about this, and here's where you can go and here's where you can't go.
Yes,
so
yeah.
That's working out pretty well.
Yeah, and hopefully, again, that we'll have more information to share pretty soon on this. But before we go, we'll give you one more look at the suspect description. State police, again, believe he's a white man with a medium build. They say while in the park, which again, remember, they're asking you to check your photos and videos. So this is what you're looking for. Someone wearing a long sleeve shirt with the sleeves rolled up, dark pants, a dark ball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves. And again, as you heard Claire mention, they believe that he left the park in a black 4-door sedan, possibly a Mazda.
State police ask those who did visit Devil's Den on Saturday to check any photos, any videos that you might have been taken during your hike along these trails for images of the suspect. Now, if you have any information or any of these videos or pictures, please contact Troop L State Police Headquarters there in Lowell, 751-6663. Investigators say if you do live nearby the trail or security cameras, that you notify Troop L with relevant leads. They're asking you also not to post those photos and those videos on any social media, at least for now, to protect the integrity of this investigation.
Our team's working hard around the clock to bring you the latest information on this. You can find continuing coverage on our 5 News Plus Smart TV app and, of course, on all of our digital platforms as well.
All right, we will be following this, of course, in the days ahead and, well, for that matter, the weeks ahead once there is an arrest made. We appreciate you joining us and have a good evening.